As soon as that clock starts, your ass is mine.
When I met Justin Herbert, man, that dude is big as hell.
You know, the goal is to just keep it rolling.
But come in hype because we have a lot of things to be excited about.
All right, guys, we are back with another Bolt Insight, and we are super lucky to have the one and only Chris Rumph with us. What is going on, Chris?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm so good. I'm pumped to meet you. I'm pumped to pick your brain and get to know a little bit more about you. So I want to kick it off with, I grew up, my dad was always my football coach, basketball coach, my coach. You have something very similar, but to the next level. Your dad has coached in college, NFL. What was it like for you? I know what it was like for me. What was it like for you growing up with your dad as your coach?
Yeah, it was fun. He did a great job, separating father and coach. I didn't play football until like my junior year of high school. So before that, he was always just trying to push me and motivate me to be great in whatever sport it was, which was, basketball and baseball at the time. So, he's always pushing me, making sure, I'm putting the work in to be great. And that kind of carried over to when I did start playing football. And then, I already had those foundations set. And then now we can talk about football and how I can get better as a football player. So he did an incredible job of being a father and a coach to me.
That's badass, dude. I love to hear that. And junior year, why didn't you get started playing football till your junior year?
So my dad has this rule he had that rule for me where he didn't want me to play until high school to let my body develop and grow. Uh-huh. He kind of broke that rule with my little brother. I'm kind of upset about that, but we're not going to talk about that right now. But yeah, and then he also, everybody, expects a football coach's son to play football, from the get-go. So he wanted me trying to find that passion and love for the game myself. But also, football is a very physical sport. And I agree with him. I don't think a lot of, young kids should be playing such a violent sport, especially when their bodies and then especially their minds are developing. Sure. So, he allowed me to go and venture off in, baseball, basketball. I played soccer when I was real little, and just be able to have those tools and those abilities that you have to be great at that sport easily are translatable to football. So that was kind of the thing. And then for me personally, I just kind of, just was going with the flow. I didn't find it until I stopped playing baseball my sophomore year. So I was like, I have to play two sports, so I might as well start playing football. And that's kind of how I got into it.
Man, that worked out. You're a Los Angeles Charger. That's awesome. The football with the younger kids is a smart move. Like, I want my sons to play, but they're already kind of setting it for me because they're like headbutting walls and stuff. So I think they're going to be ready to go by Pop Warner. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But speaking of coaches, the coaching staff you got to work with this year, like we always get to hear about, specifically Coach Giff, and what he's like as a coach, but he's never getting interviewed. We never see him. We just hear about how awesome he is. What was it like working with Coach Smith this year?
Oh man, I love Coach Giff. He's one of those guys where you can go and build a relationship with him immediately. And, once you have that relationship and that trust and that foundation with him, there's no limit to, how far he can push you as a player. And he's a great football coach at that too. He knows a lot about pass rushing. A lot about the fundamentals of playing defensive line. I was real lucky to be able to be around him this year. But I was also, with Coach Jay as the outside linebackers coach. So, but at the end of the day, those two work hand in hand. So, being able to experience both those coaches, at the same time, it was wonders for me, especially in my rookie year.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then, going up even one more ring up, Coach Staley, as a Charger fan, I say this all the time, as a Charger fan, it's like a breath of fresh air. Because we've had a lot of coaches in the past that nowhere near the aggressiveness and like the excitement and like his press conferences, he just gets you pumped up. Yeah. Like he gets you fired up. What was like having Coach Staley as your head coach?
I'll put it like this. All those fourth downs he went for, we were ride or die with him every time. Every time he chose to go for it, we supported him 110%. I can't say enough about Coach Staley. He's probably one of the best coaches I've been around, just as far as mentally, football IQ-wise, and then just being able to connect with everybody. You talk to anybody who's played under him, they love him. They'll run through a wall for him. And I think that was really special, especially in our first season together, being able to establish that trust and that the ability to know that, he always has your best interest in mind. I think I always go back to that the Bengals game where Joey hurt his head. He could have easily came back in that game, but Coach Staley was like, look, that's your decision. And he let him, stay out. Joey's had a couple of concussions. So and mental health is really important to him. So it just shows, the fact that he really cares about his players before, anything else that other coach will probably put ahead.
No, for sure. And somebody that does that, you want to go the extra mile for them. I'm sure that works in every other, wherever you work, whatever you're doing. If some leadership does that, you're going to want to work harder. So that's awesome to hear. Want to learn a little bit more about your defensive line brothers, like you having veterans like Joey and Linval. Like, what was it like working with those guys this year, and kind of your first year as a player coming in the league?
Yeah, definitely. Coming in the league, especially out of college. There's an adjustment period. You're not going against, lackluster players, here and there every week in college in the NFL because you're going against the best. So being able to be around guys like Linval, Joey, even Jerry, he's been in the league for a while.
Yeah.
Those guys, helped me a lot in not only finding out how to rush, but, finding how I have to rush my own way. I'm not going to rush like Joey Bosa or Jerry or Linval, but the things that they gave me, I can input into my own game and become my own elite pass rusher. So I can't, thank them enough for, the wisdom they shared on and off the field.
Yeah, it was awesome. And Joey had a really cool quote about you, like coming into like the very beginning of the season. He said, "I really like Chris. Not many rookies come in with that kind of energy and confidence." The first day he was spitting out the plays, I was like, shoot, he actually motivated me to want to go study more and get to know my stuff. Like, that's huge. You coming in with that much confidence and then affecting the older players, that's awesome. That's great for our team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Joey, he's going to do what he does every weekend, regardless if he knows the plays
Praise
or not.
the sun.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, me and Joey, that's one guy, once it's Sunday, man, it's game on with him.
Yeah, something changes. There's something about it. It's crazy look in his eye.
Oh, yeah.
So, next season, what are your goals? What do you hope to accomplish personally for yourself, and where do you think this defense can go?
Personally, for myself, I want to be an impact player. I want to be bigger impacts in every game, not here and there, but just be consistently great each game, and then consistently having the coaches be able to trust me, put me in the game, and know that I would do my assignment and my job to the best of my ability. And then as a defense, I mean, we're hungry.
Yeah,
we're real hungry, and we, this was our first year in this system. And, there was a time where we're trying to figure out, where exactly. Do we have to do to be successful in this defense? I think, towards the end of the season, we started, doing that. But definitely an off season, another spring, another OTA training camp under our belt, is just going to launch us into another level heading into next season.
That's awesome. We're so excited to see you guys play. Like, I can't, like, the fact that Charger football is so far away, I'm just like, just the sadness is just kind of washing over me. I'm like, damn it, dude, I want to watch Charger football so bad. But, during the season, we got to see some cool insights, like the social media team. One of my favorite things was during the week when you guys would come out to practice, and it was like you guys trying to dodge and messing with each other. What's it like having a social media team follow you guys around all the time?
Yeah, the social media team did a great job, especially, with us moving into a new city with a new fan base, of connecting with them and, being very interactive, but not professionally interactive. They're acting like, they're one of the fans. They're making memes and doing all this stuff. They're in the comments replying. And, you don't see that from every NFL social media team. I mean, and it shows to why they were voted the best in the NFL. So, Megan, I love Megan. She and the rest of her staff. I mean, they do a great job, and I love them. I can't say enough about them.
Yeah, there's so much fun to watch. Like Instagram, all the stories are so good. And there was a really good one. I think it was Puppy Day at Charger Park at the beginning of the season. Dude, I've never seen so much genuine like happiness on a person's face as when you found out it was Puppy Day. How many dogs do you have? Are you just like rolling in dogs?
So we had just came back from being home, and our family had just got a puppy, a little baby Doberman named Zeus. Shout out Zeus. So I was already in like puppy fever, and then once I heard about that, I was like, oh man, because I'm already missing my dog. So I was like, this is a great opportunity. It's just a lot of serotonin that goes into seeing a puppy. Yeah. And that was fun. I mean, everybody has a soft side. That just hasn't been mine.
I love it, dude. It genuinely made me smile when that happened. And then wanted to get your opinion. We're in like, as fans and podcasters and all that, we're all trying to figure out the draft. What's going to happen? Yeah. Like the pre-draft frenzy. from your point of view, any players from your alma mater, from Duke, that you think us fans need to keep an eye on that you would like to come to the Chargers?
Oof. I mean, I got to pick all my guys. You know, Josh Blackwell. You know, he was a great corner, very athletic, very fast. You know, he has a lot of special teams experience as well. Leonard Johnson. You know, he's another corner, very long, physical. You know, he's going to beat you up at the line of scrimmage and then play the deep ball well. Mateo Durant. I mean, you go back and look at his film. I mean, he ran that offense. Literally, he ran the offense.
Yeah.
With all those yards he got. I mean, he set a scoring record. I mean, there's so many guys. I know Jack Wallabaugh, you know, especially him coming off a ACL and then being able to come back this next season and perform the way he did and get an invite to the East-West Shrine Bowl. Those guys, I mean, I would pick each and every one of those guys to be on the Chargers.
That would be awesome if you had one of your brothers come join you.
I got one more. I know he's going to get mad if I don't say it. Because he wasn't at Duke last year. He transferred to Penn State, but I got to give a shout out to my dog, Derek Tangelo. You know, he actually balled out in the not the Senior Bowl, but the
East-West Shrine, the Shrine Bowl?
Not that one. I forgot. I'm blanking, but he balled out. So I got
one of the bowls. He destroyed it. One of the bowls.
Yeah, it was a good one though. Yeah,
okay,
he was balling out. So I got to give him a shout out too.
Love it. Yeah, hopefully you can get one of your friends on the team, dude. It's so fun. It's happened a couple times over the past, especially Notre Dame players for some reason. Tommy T likes to get those Notre Dame guys in there.
Look, I'm gonna have to talk to Tom because I'm tired of hearing Drew and Jerry and Alohi talk about Notre Dame every year like they're the greatest and they always choke in the playoffs. So what are we talking about, guys? Okay, you're not good. You choke when it's time to perform. But you know, I'll say my trash talk when I see him in person.
I love it.
But yeah, those guys are great. I think that goes to with Tom. Great people as well. Coming from a university like that, they expect the best on and off the field.
Yeah, right on, man. So we'll get you out of here on this. Your first off season, all the regiment of being like, be here, do this for months and months is done. What do you do now? What are your plans for the off season?
Oh, man, I already had my off season plan a couple weeks after the season. I'm currently training right now in Exos in Arizona, so I'm putting the work in, and then I'll go back to LA in March and get ready for OTAs.
Awesome, man. Well, we are so excited to see you play next year. We're so excited to see what this Chargers defense is going to do. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate you coming on, man. It was such a pleasure meeting you.
Anytime, man. Anytime y'all hit me, Andy. I got to get a shout out to Jen, super fan number one.
Number one.
It's all love.
Yeah, love Jen. And yeah, we appreciate it, man. And we'll definitely reach out to you again if you have time to come on.
Oh, yeah. This was fun.
All right, brother. We appreciate it.
All right.
Take it easy.